In this video, we'll be looking at this ThorBolt X1 smart lock that the company sent me to check out. I'll start with a quick unboxing, then we'll go through the setup and talk more about the features and all that. So this is just the box that it comes in. Go ahead and open it up here. Looks like the first thing we have on top is just the user manual and then the mounting guide and all that. Next, we have a box with some hardware in it. This has all of our screws and the mounting plate, the actual deadbolt, and this other bracket as well. Then next here we have the back piece of the lock. This will be the piece that actually goes inside. There's a QR code on the front for pairing it to HomeKit. And then we have a switch for actually locking and unlocking it. So right now it's locked. We can turn it to be unlocked, of course. And now we just rotate this piece on the back here. Next we have the part that goes outside. This is the part that will actually have the keypad and all that on it. So this is the part that of course goes through the deadbolt and into that interior part. Then we have this cable that connects to that interior part as well. Nice rubber seal on both this one and this part here just to ensure it's kind of weatherproof when it's attached to your door. And then this is what the front of this one looks like. So not much going on. Of course, there is a keypad that's going to kind of appear once it is connected to power. This is where you will tap your watch or your phone or whatever to unlock with Apple HomeKey. Down here we have the fingerprint reader. So to unlock it with your fingerprint, you just kind of scan this here. Then we have a ThorBolt logo down here, and you can actually kind of push on this piece to reveal the emergency USB-C power port. And another little piece here. It's going to be the actual key for using a physical key as well. So in case the battery dies or something's not working as it's supposed to, you do of course have the option to unlock it with a physical key as well. It's always important to see. And like I said, this is the part that actually goes outside of your house. So even if you don't have the physical key for some reason, you can get like a USB-C cable and a portable charger and then be able to unlock it and get into your house. Installing this lock was relatively simple. All the hardware and everything you need is included. You just need to provide a screwdriver and nothing else. You don't need to drill anything, which I thought was especially convenient. You basically just have to take out your old deadbolt, put the outside part, put the inside part and connect it with the cable, then kind of put some screws together to make them actually connect to each other. And that's basically all there was to it. I put some adhesive strips just to make it a little bit easier, but I didn't actually need them at all. It's really convenient because the two parts actually screw into each other. A lot of other ones I've used, you have to like drill into the door and that's how you secure it, but these ones just kind of bolt to each other, which makes installation a lot easier and you don't have to worry about drilling into your door. And once I got everything installed to the door, I went ahead and put the batteries in. It does take 8 AA batteries. You just slide up this cover here, put the batteries in here. So we'll take 8 AA batteries. I do wish you used a rechargeable battery pack instead, but it does say that 8 batteries will last you up to a year, so not too bad. And of course we do have the emergency USB-C port in case these batteries do die. And now that we have these batteries installed, we'll go ahead and pair it with the SleekPoint app. So we can just tap on the ThorBolt X1 here, because that's our device. It says we'll hold the reset button for 5 seconds. That's done here. So we'll do that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We hear that beep, it will indicate it's ready for pairing. Press confirm here. And then we will just want to scan the QR code that is on the battery cover here. Do that now. You will need to have a HomeKit enabled device so you can use it with Thread. So I'm connecting it with an Apple TV right now. The Apple TV is just in my house connected to my network, but you will need something like that in order to actually use this with Thread and Apple HomeKit. But now we have it here, so we can add it to our home. It says it will take up to a few minutes. Now we can select the location of our lock. You can choose any of these things. I don't know why lamps would be a location for a lock, but yeah, there are many different options here. So we'll just go ahead and do the garage here. Press continue. We can name it, keep it as smart lock for now. And now it will ask us to set up HomeKey. We'll press continue. We can turn on tap to unlock. So now we can just hold our iPhone or Apple Watch near this lock here and it will unlock automatically. So we can set access codes as well. So we're gonna go ahead and do that on the back of the keypad. But before we even enter a passcode or do anything else with this, you can see that it's connected to HomeKit. So I have my phone just locked here right now. If I tap it here, it will activate HomeKit and it will unlock like that. And that'll be the same thing on my Apple Watch. I don't push any buttons or anything. I just tap it here. And it will unlock just like that. So that's the advantage of HomeKit. In order to actually use it with your Apple devices, again, you will need some kind of HomeKit hub. So that's going to be an Apple TV or a HomePod or something similar. But if you have one of those devices, it will just work like that. And along with that, you'll be able to unlock it via Siri as well. So if you want to ask your HomePod to unlock the door or your phone or whatever, you'll be able to unlock that with your voice too. But for now, I'll set up the fingerprint and passcode and all that as well. So I can just go into Manage Access here. We can add a person. We'll start with the passcode. And within the passcode, we have a couple different options. It can be an unlimited one, just like a normal passcode, or it can be limited, so only specific days or times. For example, if you have a housekeeper and she only comes from 3 to 5 p.m. on Saturdays, you can make it so the code only works during that time. Or you can use a one-time passcode if someone's coming to one time to water the plants. You don't want them to be able to access your house after that. They can enter the one-time passcode, it will grant them access, and then it will expire after that. For now, we'll just go ahead and do an unlimited one, because that's what we're going to be using mostly. So we can enter the name. So of course, you will know who unlocks the door based on the name. So I'll enter my name here. Then we can enter whatever passcode we want. So I'll do one here. Push next. And it will beep indicating it was added. So that's done. So now I can go ahead and tap it here, enter my passcode. And press enter. And it'll unlock just like that. So I didn't even need to set it up on the lock here. I was able to do it all through the app, which is super convenient. From here, I'm able to add a fingerprint as well. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Again, I can do that unlimited or during a set time period. I'll do unlimited here. Now I'll just press start. Then we'll of course have us actually scan our fingerprint here. You want to do different parts of the finger, of course. And just like that, we have our thumbprint in there. So now if I wanted to go ahead and unlock it like this, just like that, we have it unlocked. Now that I have everything set up, we have 6 different ways to access this lock. I can do it via HomeKit, Siri, the mobile app, the passcode, my fingerprint, or the physical key. So many different ways to access. Of course, if the battery dies, you can use the physical key or use that USB-C port just to kind of grant it a little bit of power in order to be able to unlock it that way. But again, in the pinch, we always have this physical key as well. So you can just do that, unlock it like a normal lock. So that's super simple too. And within the app here, we have quite a few settings we can mess around with. So we can view the activity log, of course. This will actually tell you kind of who unlocked the door and when and all that. So you can see it was kind of jammed. There's some issues with that. Fingerprint unlocked by Jordan. I unlocked it with my card. All those sort of things just kind of show you the log. Good for security, of course. We can go into settings as well. So if we wanted to change the auto lock setting, for example, we can do that. If we want to do a secure lockdown, for example, if someone makes a mistake too many times within a certain number of times, it will kind of freeze the lock so no one can enter for a specified time. That's useful, of course, in case someone's trying to guess your password or something and you want to just kind of make sure they don't enter your house. And beyond that, we have a few other small settings like the keypad sensitivity, the keypad timeout. We can enable or disable the anti-peep passcode. That's going to essentially allow you to enter numbers before or after your normal passcode. And as long as your password is actually contained within that string of numbers, it will still unlock. Then we can mess with our power settings if we want to have Apple Home key sensing on and off, the keypad, fingerprint sensor, all that, just to kind of preserve battery life potentially. So a good amount of things we can customize here in the app. You can see we can do a firmware update via this app as well. And of course you can lock and unlock the lock super easily as well. Just push this button, it will unlock. So that's going to be just one of 6 ways to unlock the lock, and you can do it from anywhere in the world. So if someone's at your house and they need to enter and you forgot to give them a passcode or something, you can just press the button in your app, unlock it for them, and then they'll be able to enter. So yeah, overall I'm very happy with this lock. It was very easy to install and very easy to set up with the app. My favorite thing about it is definitely the fact that it supports Apple HomeKit. It's so convenient to be able to take out your iPhone or your Apple Watch and just tap the lock and have it unlock automatically. Being able to use your fingerprint and a passcode in the mobile app and such is also very convenient, but it's hard to beat how simple it is to just tap your watch and get into your house. So yeah, overall I'm a big fan of the lock. It really just works as it should. You don't have to worry about any subscriptions or anything being difficult to set up or just not working. It kind of just works as it should, makes your house much more convenient to access, and it's also more secure because you don't need to be giving someone a physical key or something. You can set up temporary passcodes or one-time passcodes and all that. The one thing I'd probably change about it is I'd like to have a rechargeable battery inside of it instead of 8 AA batteries. Dealing with all the individual AA batteries is just a little bit annoying and a little bit outdated, I think. The one advantage, however, is that AA batteries are much cheaper to replace than a whole battery pack, so I suppose in case you need to replace the battery pack later on, that would be a big expense versus AA batteries won't be. But I still think I'd prefer a pack you're able to recharge rather than having to swap out batteries every year. But other than that, it's a super solid lock on all counts, and I'm definitely very happy with it.